What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. Is personal training fucked? We in the toilet. Is it over? Is the fitness industry doomed? The economy is fucked. The state of the industry is fucked. AI is coming for our jobs. Everything seems to be harder than it was. What used to work 12 months ago isn't working now. Growth on Instagram's hard. They keep fucking with the algorithm. Getting clients is harder than it's been. Are we ruined? We're going to go through what's actually happening in the industry, in the economy, and then also, obviously, at some point, turn around how to deal with it and how to come out on top. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is technically like a two-part episode, so you're going to make sure that you're subscribed to get into next week's episode that's going to be how to make $1,000 extra revenue in 6 weeks. So make sure you subscribe so you get onto that one. But heaps of feedback from this one, please. We want to hear how you guys are going, how you're feeling about things at the moment, whether your business is thriving or you're noticing all the impacts of everything we talked about in this episode. So enjoy it, and we'll speak to you soon. That's a good topic.
Need to become more dodgy, mate.
Oh, why not? Fuck it.
Nah.
Under the counter. I was going to say before, I feel like these pads have made the headphone feedback less when you touch them. It hasn't.
Yeah.
You just haven't touched them today.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Oh, when you do this?
Yeah. Just when you adjust anything, I can hear it, which you can hear it on the pod, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
sorry for those in there.
Oh, well, it's my podcast.
Really?
It's my podcast. I'll do what I like.
It's my podcast.
Oh my god, that's turnabout. Stop with the we're old shit, man. Far out.
Yeah, that's just ingrained, that one.
Yeah, it's comforting that you're going through the same we're old as me, but I'm like older than you.
So, this is hilarious, right? I reckon if you go on the podcast, so you're 2 years older than me, right?
Yeah.
Like 18 months.
Yeah.
I reckon if you go to the podcast 18 months ago, when we first built the studio, you got moisturizer in your eye, and you're like, oh, I'm doing this anti-aging.
Yeah. And I look younger?
Almost to the fucking month, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like 35 going on 36, I've started my anti-aging routine.
Well, I read that we age in bursts, and you and I are in that period now.
Right, so we've got to go all fucking in.
Yeah, so apparently you age like late 30s, and then it happens again when you're like 60 or something, and then it happens again when you're like 70. So I'm like, cool. So just go get through the next couple of years, and this is what I'm going to look like for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So,
So the twice a day.
Yeah.
Scrub. Morning is vitamin C and moisturizer.
Yeah.
PM is hydrating and moisturizer.
Yeah. I've done it all.
On it, bro.
I've done it all. You'll stop it. You'll stop it, and because you won't be able to keep it up.
What do you mean?
Every now and then I'll
believe in me.
I just know because I did it.
Do you know what's hilarious though?
Because you know why? It's because it's because we already eat well, train, drink water and shit. Like that much work you put in, it's not significant enough.
Yeah.
So if you didn't look after yourself at all, and then you tried, you'll see. So so then you stop, because you're just
know what it doesn't do? Regrow my fucking hair. It's like I can put as much fucking moisturizer on my face as I want. My hair ain't coming back, man.
Yeah, I feel that in my soul. It's like the hairline's just getting further and further back. It's like
every video that I watch of myself, I'm like, I'm like, there's just gonna be a video of me and LJ that's gonna be the one.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna come to a call and you'll be like, oh, Ben's done it.
I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot of friends who have just done it, and I can't remember.
BT looks good.
Yeah, I can't remember what he looks like with hair.
I like it.
It looks better with a little bit of stubble, I said, but he reckons he looks better just clean. I was like, mate, you got the head for it. Go.
I don't. That's the issue.
Yeah, every now and then I'll see a memory, and it's like, I'm like, Steph will be like, oh, it's a nice photo. I'm strong hairline. Strong. It's real strong. Yeah. So it's like that thing was just
it's lines. My hair was so thick.
Yeah. And I know now the barber just doesn't give a fuck. He just gives up on the front.
Yeah.
He just doesn't touch it now. Where before, it used to get.
Let's try.
No, but I used to get it shaped.
Yeah.
But
so I have
progressively the sides get shorter. So my skin fade is literally up to here.
Yeah.
There's no option of a low skin fade.
Yeah.
And then there's just no detail done across the top now because he's like, brother, I can't do this.
Shout out to Adrian at Workshop Barbers. I have the opposite problem where it's like he's adjusting blade length and shit to try and get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're working hard for me here.
Yeah.
I see you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But eventually
That happens.
I'm going to have to get a few bits and pieces frozen off and just fucking take it all off. I don't know if I need to grow my beard out more for that.
I think
it's almost ready.
You got to go. Oh, like I know people who like have bald head and no beard.
They look like thumbs.
Can't unsee that now. So, yeah.
That's what I don't want.
Yeah, like a potato. Possibly.
Potato's rough.
Yeah, well,
you'd at least rather be a thumb, at least it's lean.
Yeah. I don't eat thumbs though, so it's like potato just seems so much more like favourable to me.
That's a more of a compliment.
Thumb's just like an ugly finger.
Edible.
It's just like the stubby little finger.
Covering the big issues on Beyond the Gym Floor podcast.
It's confession time. We're just venting.
We're just here to talk about insecurities.
Yeah, we're just venting.
How much money we give the government and how fucking old we are. Yeah.
Well, they go. So, like they kind of go in hand. The older you get, the more money you give to the government.
So, the title of the episode, I haven't pre-warned you about anything. You can be really sad in about 20 minutes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Are you going to, like, fucking coach me or something?
No.
Oh,
no.
Oh, thank God.
Not that kind of sad.
Oh, you just can bring up my trauma.
Not that kind of sad. Just do that to myself in my spare time.
Yeah.
The title of the episode that I'm telling Tam as we record this is the fitness industry doomed?
Oh, are we talking about AI?
No. Worse. Just life.
Oh, okay.
I haven't even considered AI. That's going to be the last 5 minutes because I will talk about it the whole time.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much. Making me nervous.
Yeah. So is the fitness industry doomed? I think we need to have a conversation about the current state of the fitness industry and the current state of the economic climate in Australia / the world, because I think there's a lot of people fucking finding things a lot harder than they did a few years ago.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that have been promised a lot that have just come into the industry that are sitting there going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah, I was having this conversation with Jackson yesterday.
Yeah.
So let's
have at it. I had a tough chat with a gym owner last week, and he described it as like 2016, we sneezed and had 160 members.
Yeah.
Went to 2 locations, and he's like, our business, our service, our marketing, our like client retention strategies, our sales, everything is infinitely better.
Now?
Like 10x compared to what it was then.
Yeah.
And they run at like 90.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
wild, man.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Wild. And that plays out everywhere in the industry. So I've got a bunch of facts, statistics that I just want to like lay out, and then we will, I promise.
2 weeks before the election. So you might get a bunch of liberal votes after this.
I'm 100% just going into chat and just being like, ask me 50 questions and tell me how to vote.
Yeah, give me as many right-wing biased.
Yeah, who's going to save the business? Who's going to save the economy in my business?
Who's going to save small business? Yeah. It's like...
So this was really interesting. The first stat that obviously ChatGPT came out with. So we're going to name the stat and then talk about the impact that it's having and how, if we've seen it. Declining market value of personal training. This rocked me. Personal training industry shrank from 554 million in 2020 to 433 million in 2024.
Yep.
So the market spend drops 22% in 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough.
It's 8% a year.
It's rough.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
While we'll get into inflation and stuff later, cost of living went up 25% in that time. Crazy.
Yeah.
Have you seen that with standout guys, people you're coaching? In your world, have you seen this?
Look, we've just seen it across the board with like just how hard everyone has to work to get what they've gotten. Even if you're looking at the growth of the business over the last 3 years, like comparative to the growth of the business, like kind of pre-2019. It's like I was talking to Jackson about it yesterday. I was like, like without sounding old, it's like, the glory days where like you could just kind of be good at your job and be very specific with like what you did, and just be like, hey, like, you want this, and you would get business from it. So I can see you can see the economic climate, and I feel like there's a real lack of trust in the industry at the same time, though, like a real lack of trust from the consumer, and I think that that's playing out as well with like cost of living being really high, inflation, all that.
So do you think that spending, like when you say lack of trust,
I think people have been burnt in fitness and aren't coming back yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
they've had bad experiences with
PT. Let's play this out, right?
When they had money.
When the economy was thriving, and even when like there was this huge like kind of, we won't call it like a fitness boom, but like there was a boom where like you were seeking help to help with your fitness goals.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in that period got burnt. You know, be it like
it was shit.
they just went with the wrong person or whatever, and it just hasn't worked out for whatever reason, or they've just like done it and they haven't achieved the results that they wanted as well. So it's not always like the service was shit. It's like they just didn't get what they thought they were going to buy from it, because most other things that you buy, you get it. Like you don't have to work for it.
Yeah.
Like if I want a pair of shoes, like I don't have to work for the shoes. I just pay for them. I get them.
Yeah. You don't have to go to the sweatshop yourself.
Fitness is one of those things where you're like, you like the idea of the outcome is why you buy it, and then but you've got to do all the work to get there, right? So there's a lot of those people didn't get what they needed out of it. So then it's like, well, fitness isn't for me.
Yeah.
And then that trust just isn't quite there. It's like, this coach did this to me or whatever. So you couple that with, you've got to watch what you spend.
Yeah.
That is
the
where
value on the dollar is higher.
Yeah. And then let's look at what's really happening. Good coaches are still thriving, right? Because they're good at their job.
Yeah. Good enough proof.
And the ones that it's tough because the new coaches are getting punished.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you can't show you're good yet.
Correct. You're getting punished because if there is a lack of trust and like people are kind of watching what they spend, you're getting put into that same boat as the people that have kind of just not lived up to a standard of service that they should have.
Yeah. And then you're also compounding that with the new coaches are being taught by people that were around when we were in the boom.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just need to do this.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like, well, no, that's not. I know you didn't have to do free sessions. I know you didn't have to coach people for free.
Absolutely.
I know you didn't have to give up your time. And
and if you know that a lack of trust is part of it, then how you get yourself out of it changes.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you've got to now be very convincing, and your strategies to acquiring clients is totally different then.
Correct.
Because you can't be that person that's like, well, I'm qualified and I shouldn't have to give away my free time. It's like, got no proof.
Good luck.
Got no proof. Like, so convincing people that you can do what they want them to do. Because look, there's probably people out there that have a lack of trust that still need help.
Yeah.
And they'll just go through the stages of change again.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're just not in any chance contemplating like getting back into PT yet.
Yeah.
But it's like that'll happen, and it's like you just need to be there in the forefront when they're ready to take action.
Yeah. And
be very convincing in that you're able to deliver.
Yeah.
And actually deliver on your promises.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't go further because it'll overlap into other ones.
Yeah, it's fine.
So business failure rate as of October 24, we've hit 5% failure rates.
Is this just in fitness?
Just period.
So it's not small business.
It's way worse. Businesses in general, closure rates 5%.
Wait, that's like small business.
Not even small business. Business period. Yeah, and that is
crazy.
higher than lockdowns.
Yeah. Well, this is the aftermath.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a 40% increase in business failures compared to pre-pandemic levels.
Yeah, well, let's think about what's happened, right? Everyone's had to pay off the 2 years that everyone's leases are ending now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you've gotten the extension.
Yeah, so
and you didn't pay, but then you still have to pay the same amount as the 2 years and the 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, so everyone's like, once their lease is up, like we got to close the doors.
Yeah, so the gym that I was talking about earlier had a catch-up plan for their rent. Then their lease ended almost as that finished.
Yeah, and then just
their rent stayed the same.
Stayed the same.
It was like, well, fucking...
That's the most
We're like, the day that's paid off, this is like, let's go. And and they had to fork out, their rent went out 30%.
Yeah.
But then they had to fork out another 30% of their bond.
Yeah, which...
As well.
Yeah, rough.
So they got to come up with thousands of dollars cash.
Yeah, such a...
At the same time.
Very methodic decision made by the landlord.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can pay this much,
yeah,
you can keep paying it.
Yeah. Dogs.
Yeah, it's rough.
But yeah, 40%. So I also read that over 2024 alone, it went up 70% for small business.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's... yeah.
So what
I think
does
it's
that...
like 80%, to be honest, but I think I read that the other week.
What does that mean? It means...
8 out of every 10 small businesses.
No, so the failure rate increased by 80%.
Oh, okay.
So like the total for all businesses is 5. So 80% of that. But it's way higher in small business. And then you would assume inside small business that fitness is impacted, when I give you the other stats that I've got here, is impacted more. But what it means is like people don't have the liquidity that they did. So they're not spending money like they used to. So we've got a kids clothing store, also has like knickknacks, but primarily clothing. They have an online presence, but they also have a store in Gisborne. It has like bamboo t-shirts, like spenny, nice shit that like if LJ was born 2 years earlier, the kid would probably be head to toe in it. Because it lasts longer, it breathes better, it's nicer, all of that. Now, every 6 months, it's called Crack Soda is the brand. It's like a grown-up brand for kids. They run a warehouse sale every 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's $150. You go
Kid
get everything for 6 months, and then we do it again.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford fucking... Like, even their stuff, like a jacket's $80.
Yeah.
It's like, it only lasts 6 months.
Yeah.
When you can get it for 20, sweet, we'll do it. So the store's not... We're making that decision now. So the store's closing.
Yep.
That means the store owner's not spending money, which means...
Yeah, it's just the flow
You know
on
what I mean?
effect.
Like
100%.
the liquidity that's getting spread into the community is less. The butcher across the road from that's closing.
Yeah.
The butcher has to shop. The butcher has to hire.
Yeah.
So then that impacts down the road. So when businesses start to close, it shows that people aren't spending. But as they close, it means that the business owners have less money. So they stop spending and it just fucking...
Yeah. And when people aren't spending is the problem.
Yeah. It's a race to the bottom kind of. So, yeah, that's pretty wild. So, drop in demand for in-person PT. I found this was really interesting. And I like, you know how the last episode I was like, I abused chat because it wouldn't give me a stat. Yeah. This is just claimed by personal training bodies. Pandemic obviously triggered a shift towards online and at-home training.
100%.
The precise stat for one-on-one is unavailable.
Of course.
But IBIS World reports the demand for online PT surged and in-person has failed to return to pre-pandemic levels. So we're still not back to the same level of demand.
Yeah, and like I think that still leads into like what we were discussing at the start is when online didn't work out.
Yeah.
Lack of trust.
Yeah.
But next time they come back, they will hire a face-to-face coach.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I still think that, and I think where the world is going.
Yeah, it feels like one-on-one's going to be.
I feel like face-to-face. Yeah, I agree. I feel like face-to-face coaching is going to like just kind of last the test of time.
Do you think PT, face-to-face PT, prior to us, it was like wealthy person's game?
Yeah, it wasn't a real. Like that's what the post I put out on Instagram the other day. It's like it wasn't a real job.
Yeah,
but so you only had it. You only had it if you had money.
Yeah, so we were sold like celebrities and rich people
sports,
and this and this.
Blah, blah, blah,
Well, I feel like it actually might go back to that because the high rollers are going to be willing to pay the premium to do it.
Oh, so you mean the price of it's going to go back up to like a gold standard kind of premium rate?
Yeah, because like when we were dominating in the gyms. Like when I say we, like face-to-face PTs in general, even like our whole gym, right? When we had 30 trainers, all the trainers were doing over 20 sessions. Half of us were doing 40, 50.
Yeah.
The median income of our suburb was like $1,500.
Yeah.
Like it's suburbia Point Cook, people move here so they have more expendable income. I get it.
Yeah.
But does that become you're a personal trainer in Port Melbourne, in Coogee, in I don't know what a good suburb in Brisbane is. Like, that's where PT does well. But on the fringes...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, maybe.
It becomes an executive
I think
high-end product.
As I just think, like, for most people, especially getting into fitness, I think like the connection and learning fast to get what you need to change your physique and achieve your goals. Like, I still think those things are going to be better done with a face-to-face coach.
Yeah.
So I think that even though we're moving into an age of like, you know, like hyper automation and like agentic AI and all of that, I think the coaching element of what we do is not going to be replaced.
Yeah.
And I think that in that face-to-face environment, you can excel if you're very good at your job.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Whether, like, who can afford you, I don't know where that's going to go yet.
Yeah.
Because I see this new age of automation almost like taking the online coaching industry down in terms of its initial investment, which would essentially mean that your face-to-face is going to go up. How far up?
Everything's going to move relationship-based.
Yeah.
So if you're an online coach, you need to be able to create, build, and service relationships.
You need to be a good coach. You need to be a good motivator. You need to be a good communicator. You need to be not good at psychology, but like you need to you need to get into the more mental aspects of the client. Over like how good your programs are.
Yeah. Because everyone will be able to build incredible programs. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Last note on that, it's like this shift is considered structural, not temporary. So it's permanent change to online/hybrid kind of models.
Yeah.
So even the idea of like this hybrid coaching that we've moved towards, like people are going to do less sessions per client because they're used to an online framework.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that.
So that's interesting.
I can see that too. Yeah, we get way more support now outside of your session.
Yeah.
So we used to sell the idea of just like, you know, the more times you play the guitar, like the more sessions you go to learn, the faster you learn to play the guitar, right? So PT is the same. You do 4 sessions a week, you're going to learn everything faster. But that's only because we didn't have anything. Everyone was on paper and, you know, now it's like so much more resources. There's so much availability to things that people can learn to fast track.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense that like your average session per client might be like 1.4 sessions.
Yeah.
You know, overall, like some are going to do 2, most are going to do 1.
Yeah.
Like, some might do 3, like who knows? Some people might do 4, nothing.
Next one's rising cost of living, which I started going down this rabbit hole because I was starting to get a bit frustrated with my personal position. Obviously, my wife hasn't gone back to work. Few nominal changes in expenses that we've chosen.
Yeah.
And I was like, feels like I'm doing really good and we're not
moving anywhere
forwards.
Welcome to my life.
So I put it in and I was like, this is what has happened.
Yeah.
Based on we were living like this with this much savings per week, whatever, in 2022.
Yeah.
How much more money do I need to make now to achieve the same outcome?
Yeah.
It's $100,000, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's like double the median income just to stay in the same spot.
Oh,
fuck it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the cost of living's gone up 20%.
Yeah, it's wild.
So if you think of someone, I think the average income in Australia is like 80 grand, median's like 55.
Yeah.
So if you're making 55 now, that's like losing $10,000 a year, $200 a week has just left.
Yeah.
Imagine that leaving your bank account, because I think a lot of people struggle to get their head around like, what does cost of living really mean and all that kind of stuff.
How much you actually spending? Yeah.
So it's like, well, if you made $50,000, the next year it would be the same as you making $40,000. When you think of it like that, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucked.
And if you didn't go to $60,000, you're behind.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah. So my wife's new job just kept us where we are.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck yeah, awesome pay rise. And then you look at the end of the week, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And if that's what all of the population are doing, they have gone from
Yeah. So
50
what happens?
grand to 40 grand, where do they stop
What
spending
happens
their money?
next? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Increased competition. This was really interesting.
This is very depressing, just letting you know.
Yeah, I told you you'd be sad. I'm going to bring it back. It's all right. Maybe. I don't know. We might run out of time. Number of gyms and fitness centers rose 7,600. Sorry. Yeah, 7,600 to 7,900.
Let's go.
So there's more gyms.
Good. More options.
So that's a 4% increase in a year.
More opportunities for acquisition.
Yeah. But it also means more competition and more people. This is what's interesting. So you take the gym and then you apply it to personal training. There's probably less PTs now.
Yeah.
But you, as a gym owner, you have to be better than you were to still get the same membership base because it's spread across more facilities.
Yeah. All the stats before this outside of the small business one were like personal training though. So like people still want to go to the gym. They probably just don't want to invest in a personal trainer. Would you
going to break that one too?
Yeah, cool. I'm just curious if that's the case.
So there's a 4% increase in the amount of gyms. There is a 12.5% decrease in revenue.
Yeah. Well, cost of living's what it takes to That doesn't
So
surprise
there's
me at all.
more gyms, less revenue.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
So we're taking a pool of less money and spreading it across
more people. Yeah, more businesses.
Yeah.
That's rough.
So if you work in a gym, that gym has more competition, so they have less members, they have less new sign-ups per month, which that affects.
Yeah.
the
Isn't it? It's crazy. Like you think like, oh, surely this suburb can't take any more like fitness
Surprise.
businesses, and then another 2 pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Membership retention struggles. So there's no historical comparison, which has made me annoyed.
Yep.
But currently 50% of new members cancel within 6 months.
Yep.
That's interesting too.
Yeah, it's a weird stat.
Mm.
Like, where do you get that number from?
It's weird that they don't have the old one.
Yeah, it's like
how do you know that now, but you don't know before?
Yeah, and 50% cancel within the first 6 months. So do they see out the other 6 months of their contract? Like, is it a 12-month contract?
Well, I assume they're going on
more
more flexi options.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And they're cancelling in 6 months.
Yeah. It's like, is that when they decided to cancel their membership? Like,
yeah.
This
one rocked me a little bit.
Hit me with it, man. Fuck. It's depressing as shit.
So physical activity rates in general.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
22% of adults, 18 to 64, meet the national physical guidelines.
Yeah, not surprised at that one bit.
Me either. So 25%.
Yeah.
Yeah, a quarter of people.
Yeah.
Obesity is at like 60%.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
This one fucked me up.
Right.
15 to 17-year-olds.
Yeah, be like 10.
Have a guess.
8.
5.
Yeah, it's not surprising at all, man.
It's fucking terrifying.
I just look at like even my niece and nephews who aren't even at that age. Like, you don't move.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, you just don't move enough. Like, you don't ride a
crazy.
bike. They don't fucking go outside and kick the footy.
Yep.
Just always playing on their fucking devices, man.
That's wild.
So that doesn't surprise me one bit. So then, like, what? So cost of living's high, but we have an overweight population who need help. So it's like, when does the cycle break?
Why it's a great time to be in fitness. Key statistics. Let's go the other way.
Yeah, because like this all sounds doom and gloom, and it is, but it's like there's still people thriving. Like, I've been talking to people, we've been working with people who are fucking crushing it. So like, as doom and gloom as it is, it's like there's always people thriving in these situations, and like you just need to be one of them.
Yeah, so I've talked about it before. I think it's Price's law. I always get them mixed up. There's two. One's the 80-20 rule and one's the square root rule.
Yeah.
The square root rule is really interesting. So in a gym of 20 trainers, the square root of the number of trainers will have 50% of the clients.
Yeah. Is that like when you divide it by the number? Like, you know, for the people who don't math?
You just push square root on a calculator. But at 20 trainers, it's 3.
Yeah. So it's when you divide into that whole number though, right?
Correct.
It's the nerd in me? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's 3 if you have 20. So at 20 PTs, 3 of them are dominating 50% of the sessions in the room.
Okay.
Which makes sense. Say, I've been talking to club managers about this as well.
Yeah.
In terms of their PT scenarios. All the trainers that used to run at 25 are now running at 20. All the runs that used to run at 30 are now running at 25 because they're still doing what they did when it wasn't hard, and they don't have the built-in, I need to do X, Y, Z to get the outcome.
Yeah, and they probably haven't moved with like market trends too, because like
Correct.
the industry's changed in terms of what the consumer wants as well.
Yeah. So you're still doing what you used to do, expecting the same outcome, and it's not working. Yeah. So say you've dropped 5 sessions and you charge $70 a session. You lost $350 income.
Yeah.
For some people, if everyone in the gym lost 5 sessions, there's a level of, say, the bottom 5 trainers that had 20 sessions that went to 15. That's intolerable. They have to leave.
Yeah.
So 5 people exit, and this is just one gym experience. But think of this as Melbourne or Australia, right? 5 people leave.
Yeah.
They left at 15 sessions.
Yeah.
Not at 0. So there's 10 clients per trainer
that need a PT.
So there's 50 people that had personal training that now don't, that were paying for it.
Yeah.
Where are they going to go? To the top 3.
To the busy trainer.
The one they see all the time, the one that's getting results, the one that has moved with the times, the one that says hello, that does the calls, that does all the shit that we've been teaching for 10 years.
Yeah, which is part of that square root.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
right.
They go to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So there is hope. Just be in the fucking top.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just decide I'm going to be one of those 3 trainers in my gym.
Yeah.
So, surging online fitness market. So, online and virtual was valued at $196 billion in 2022.
Yeah. What is it now? Like double?
1.5 trillion. Is that right? Yeah, 1,436 billion. That's a trillion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. By 2030.
Oh, by 2030.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you even just go halfway at the moment, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because of 2025.
Yeah. It's at least. Like, it's probably a exponential curve.
Yeah, well, that's
at least double.
Put it at 500 billion.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. That's Australia.
Fuck,
That's not the world.
It makes you fucking think, hey, like, just diversifying as a business, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're just not in that, like, you know how people just refuse to go with, like, the industry and stuff, and, like, with the market and whatnot. Like, even loosely talking to someone about just AI the other day, and they were just like, I'm just pretending it's not there because it gives me anxiety. And I'm like, you got probably 12 months, 2 years tops.
Yeah, because I did a month's worth of work this week.
Yeah, that's what
you didn't.
So, and I was like, but if you have that attitude, so even if you go with this online thing and it's just like you're refusing to go with something that's new and challenging and whatever, like you're going to get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you
can't, as a business, you cannot ignore where your industry is going, where your market is going, like where your future prospects are, man.
Yeah. So it's a growth rate of, I'm going to round it up so you can do the math. It's a growth rate of approximately 30%. It's 28.2.
Yeah.
30% per year on year. So 2022, round it to 200.
Yeah.
30% is another
60
million, 60 billion.
Yeah.
Then the next year after
it's
that, it's going to be
of 260,
70 billion.
Yeah.
So it's 130 billion increase. So it's basically double by now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell why that, like the reason why that stat doesn't surprise me, and I was prepared for it, is because people don't go to their gyms now to find a coach. Like people don't, like, you know, when you needed a personal trainer, you would go to the gym and work out who's there.
Yeah.
People join gyms now and go online to find their coach.
Yeah.
And like even to the point where I'm just like, who have you worked with in the past? And they're just like, no one. Like sometimes, you know, but they've been training for a couple of years and they're just like, I haven't worked with anyone.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. Like, that conversation has happened a lot.
Yeah. So even though those activity numbers are so low, Aussie still spent 3.5 billion on fitness clubs and gyms last year, and 1 in 5 Australians have a gym membership.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still out there.
The desire's there, man. It's like you just said, like you have to be, and like even you just take that attitude of like, if you have to do 20% more work to get the same amount, like you just have to accept that you need to do that.
Yeah, because in 5 years' time, it'll flip.
Yeah, when you go, and that's what I was speaking to Jackson about this yesterday, and I was just like, nothing changes with the strategy. Like, a little bit of tweaks in here and there, but I'm like, the way you show up now is the same. I'm like, there will come a point where we go through a rotation, and then all of a sudden, all the legwork you've done, fucking the floodgates open, and all of a sudden, like, you're lucky or fortunate or whatever, and it's like, well, no, like, you either mildly grew or held your business where it was when everyone else was closing and going down, and then when things turn in your favor, all of that hard work is going to pay you off.
Yeah, once liquidity comes back into the market.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fitness programs for older adults was ranked the number one fitness trend in Australia in 23.
You know, I've had a bit of free time this week, so I've been thinking, and I was like,
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're giving yourself
I was like, I'm getting excited. There's a huge market for like that 40 to 65.
Yeah.
Like, I actually think that's the market, man.
Yeah.
Like, is in that.
Yeah, well, they don't want an online coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know what it is yet.
The only person I have in that age bracket trained with me for 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. But even like so I'm about to turn 40 though.
Yep.
So I know how to use technology.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's an emerging market.
Yeah, you know it enough, but the relationship still matters more.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I know. I just think about.
You can get them online too.
Yeah, because I know how to use technology.
Yeah.
Like look at it like this: the average gamer is 35. They've been playing video games since they were 9 years old.
Yeah,
probably 8.
Yeah.
Right? They know technology.
Yeah,
they know how to use the internet. They have a phone, everything. Right? So they're getting to a point where they've got a stable lifestyle. They've got kids. They've got a mortgage. Everything's under attack. They're thriving in their career. I just look at my mates. All of them are getting really good jobs, making good money.
Yeah.
But my hair's falling out. I need to look younger.
Yep.
I get a bit stiff. I need to feel younger.
Yep.
I need to move more. I've got a gut, this and that, whatever. They're going to be able to afford, and they're going to place value in fitness, and they know how to use technology.
Yeah. Did I send you my brief for the coaching thing I'm doing?
Yeah, but it's like...
Thank you for affirming me.
Yeah, well... But when you actually sit back and pay attention, it's like you can actually pick pockets of the market and go, right, this is where it is. So everyone, there you go, you're welcome. Like,
yeah, 40 to 65-year-olds, you'd be sweet.
You're welcome. Even 40 to 45.
So the year after that, exercise for mental health.
Yeah.
So I think the under 40s, and particularly the under 30s, have been brought up in therapy culture that exercise for mental health will come back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're coming back. I got nothing to say on that one. It's like, it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah. That's boring.
It's like you can curb all your demons with a good chest pump. It can actually work.
Yeah. It worked for us for ages. Personal training still remains top 10 consistently in fitness trends. Yeah. So that's good. Australia's GDP growth is projected to be 2% again in 2025.
Yeah.
Up from 1% in 24.
Yeah, we're coming back.
So that's big.
Yeah, we're coming back. Big. It's just fucking slow. Like, I feel like this economic cycle's taking fucking forever.
Well, yeah. I watched a reel the other day.
It kind of just went back down.
I have to send you this guy because he's fucking hilarious. He's like the best financial commentator I've found on the internet. He just does reels where he talks to himself as different characters. Yeah. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And he did one the other day and they were talking about like the housing bubble that just doesn't burst in Australia.
Yeah.
And that he was just like, but shouldn't we, like, it was like, but shouldn't this all collapse? It's like, yeah, but we're just keeping it up by doing this, this, and this. And like, but doesn't that just mean it's going to be like shitter for longer? He goes, oh, well, it depends. Like if you want to have a really, really, really shit months, 6 months, or like
5 years of
a longer,
a little bit shit.
And he was just like, it's been pretty shit for a while. It's like, yeah. It just like moves on.
It's so fucking true, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want a slow bleed or do you want like a really big gash?
Yeah. And that like unemployment crashes and
Yeah,
fucking
and it's like
all
things
that
are
shit.
fucking rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crime rate goes up, all that.
Yeah.
Safety becomes a problem
Yeah.
rather than just like,
Yeah, homelessness and all
I
that.
can't really buy eggs this week. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather not be able to buy eggs than have people banging my door down.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
hard. Inflation down to 2.5 from roughly 4, which was really 8. Which
Still
was
waiting for my
probably
mortgage
15.
to become affordable.
Do you know the States has all of their interest rates? They're
Oh, is
not
it?
legally allowed to do variable interest rates.
Yeah, aren't they like set? Doesn't each state set the interest rate?
So what you lock in is it's yours for 30 years.
Yeah, it's unreal. Yeah, imagine if you got a really good time, like bought a house in
Fucking
like
wild.
2018, 2019. Something.
Just after the crash.
Yeah, I must admit, I bought my house not thinking that we would be where we are.
Yeah.
Did the math on like the worst case scenario, and we got within like 0.3% of it.
Yeah.
Of worst case scenario,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
Tam, can you do a flip on the timer?
Did the math on like
Thank you, bro.
everything, and I'm like, all right, surely if we only get to this, it'll be for a couple of months.
Yeah.
I think we've been like 85% of the way for like the last 2.5 years.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. But it's all right. It is what it is.
We nearly bought an apartment in Essendon. And they were like, oh, we're never going to build next to it. It's going to appreciate this and this and this. I reckon the thing's worth like 40% less than what we would have paid for it right now.
Yeah. It's
And the
rough,
mortgage
man.
would be triple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, for everyone who feels a little bit doomed and gloomed at the moment, so many people have thrived in this period. We've seen business growth. We know people who've seen business growth. You guys are capable of business growth. You just need to not necessarily work harder. I think you need to be working more precisely.
I think it's both.
Yeah, and I think that in the next couple of years, we're going to see this huge separation between like the great and even the good.
Honestly, I think that's the problem. I think people right now that are struggling aren't willing to work harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, I just need to learn the thing. I need to learn content. I need to learn this. It's like, just fucking go.
Yeah, I guess like, you know, if someone was struggling, you're just like, hey, you need to make 2,000 dials. How many of those, like give that philosophy to like 100 people.
Yeah.
How many of that 100 are making those 2,000 dials?
1, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I heard some crazy stat where it was like, if you call a lead 5 times, it increases the chance of them signing on or whatever by 300.
370%. Yeah.
And how many people make
one phone call?
one phone
no
call?
one answers.
How many people make the phone call? How many make the second? How many people make the third? Like, think about like the percentage that would make the call would be like out of those 100 people, like, I don't know, maybe 70. And then how many people make the second of that 70? Probably like, I don't know, maybe 25. Because you don't get taught to dial again.
Yeah.
And then the third one, you need specific training to contact that. Like, you need someone to tell you how many people are getting training on like you know, lead
Repeat
acquisition.
effort. Yeah.
3%. Maybe. 3 people out of 100 get.
Yeah.
So there's that small percentage of people that thrive.
Yeah.
Because they're willing to do the extra work.
And this is what you're competing with. So over the weekend, I put together 5 pathways for 5 different businesses for nurturing pathways.
Yeah.
Starts from getting a lead in through to post sign up. Every one of those pathways, every one of those nurturing sequences, outside of phone calls, text messages, 100. Emails, 100.
Yeah.
Phone calls, someone's doing it full time.
Yeah.
You're competing with that. So when you get a list of 20 numbers and you call them all once and you say no one answers, and then you go, and my business is failing.
Yeah. That should be $100 minimum.
Yeah.
Of those 20. If you're struggling.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
And you will destroy.
Yeah. And then it's like how many, like, to have 5 conversations with people in the gym too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like walk to the
Because
gym.
no one else does that either.
Yeah. Have 5 conversations with someone about their workout.
Yeah.
Actually give
All
a
right.
shit. Give them advice.
We have to stop because the next episode is everything we're talking about right now.
All right. Let's do it.
So we're going to bring you guys back. You're going to have to hang on for a week.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to talk about how to add $1,000 to your business in the next 6 weeks.
Ooh, let's go.
So, yes, situation is a situation right now.
Mm.
I know everyone is probably like, what used to work doesn't work. We've had these conversations.
It's a reality that everybody needs to hear, though.
So you can listen to this episode and go hand in your notice and give you 3 months at your gym and leave.
Mm.
Or show up to next week's pod, do the fucking thing.
We're all going to make it.
And kill it.
Yeah.
Like, you're in that 3%, man. You're not going backwards.
Yeah.
You're accelerating.
Yeah.
Don't forget, subscribe, follow, because you're going to want to hear next week's episode. You want these solutions. Drop us a comment, give us some feedback. What have you noticed? I'd love to get some DMs of just like what you've noticed the shift be in the last, whether it's 12 months, 5 years, however long you've been in the game, or even if you're new and you're like, fuck, thank you. Like, you're feeling a little bit seen. Because we logged onto the call with our mentors 5 months ago, and his first line was like, hey guys, like if you're still in business after the last 3 years, great job.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we're not shit.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of this episode. So yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, give us a comment, shoot us a DM, whatever. Just engage somehow. Help this episode get out, make a lot of other personal trainers feel a bit seen as to what's going on. This isn't about becoming a victim and being like, like it's the fucking world's fault.
It's hard to, it's everyone,
It's not your fault. It's still your responsibility. Next episode's the solution. We'll see you there.
Let's go.